What's up, everyone? What's going on? We are back. We are live. It is attacking third time.
Wait, I didn't know Pat was gonna be here. I gotta get out of here. I don't.
All right, wow, that's beat.
That's,
I'll beat it like my sword. Never mind.
what's up, brother?
What's going on? Listen, I'm pumped up to talk some Union soccer because it is this week. It's Cincy week, and the Union a tall task. Gus, the playoffs start now. The tall order is in front of us. What do we do Saturday? Are we going to choke up or are we going to come to play?
I think Austin should start this one. No, listen.
It's gonna be a really tough stretch, man. It's gonna be.
Here's the thing, though. Like, I
really
want to be optimistic. I just don't know what Union is gonna show up. That's my problem. It's like we have like really good games, and then all of a sudden we just looked not so good. So it all depends. Like, if we play at our best, we can definitely keep up. I mean, since he's just playing like crazy soccer right now, like it's good. So it's gonna be tough. I can sit here and say that yeah, I think the Union are gonna win, but I'm not on that boat. I don't think.
Well,
I don't think we are.
Here you go, Gus. We all know Toronto, right? They got embarrassed. Up there, the worst team in the league. They lost 13-14 in a row. The Union responded last Sunday night in prime time. They beat the brakes off New York Red Bull. However, you go in at a break with good momentum, but again, you just nailed this on the head. You are facing the team to beat in MLS. Mind you, but however, this could persuade into the Union's favor. At home, Cincy at home are 12-1-1, but on the road they are 5-3-5. So they're a little bit more they get more frustrated on the road. So maybe that could fall into the Union's favor. Playing at home, I just want to know the game plan for their star player. All right. Got thrown over the top rope.
Here's the thing. It's always tough to come into Super Bowl Park, right? Mm-hmm. So no matter who you are, it's gonna be a tough game. I'm not saying that the Union can't win. I'm just saying I don't see us coming up with a W necessarily. Like this is one of these games where I'd be okay, and I know we probably don't need it. I mean, we need the W, but this is one of these games that if we do tie, I'm okay.
You're okay with just the tie?
Yeah, because it's better than the loss. Of 1 point is better than none. And the way that Cincy's playing right now, it's that's what it's pointing toward.
Well, Gus, it's funny you bring up about Sunday or this coming weekend. Matter of fact, the MLS East, has some heavyweight matchups. You have Orlando, you have taken on Cincinnati or Columbus. You have Atlanta and Inter Miami going to be squaring off. So you have some heavyweights. I mean, Inter Miami's not exactly a heavyweight yet, but again, their playoff.
No, they are a heavyweight. I mean, they may be last in the standings, but they're a heavyweight just because of one person.
Right. So it's going to be like a lot of important soccer, but however, I think to me you can't draw. I think you need to win this. This is a
we need to win. I'm just saying if we don't and if we tie, I'll be okay with it.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
yeah,
Austin,
I'm happy with just pulling points in general from Cincinnati at this point with how well they've been playing all season long.
Yeah, and like I said, they average 3 goals a game. I mean, this is going to be tough. Again, you have a star player who has 13 goals, 11 assists, second in the league in goals, fourth in assists, and he's only standing at 5'3". So height is I don't know. Austin, why is he so tough to defend all of a sudden?
He just always has been. He has elusive speed. He has a really good eye for the goal.
He's shifty.
He's everything that you would. Yeah, he's everything that you would want from your guy up front, and he's been paying that in ample amounts. He's everything. He's literally the catalyst behind this entire surge for FC Cincinnati now.
Right, and we're talking about the one Luciano Ascata, if I'm saying that right. If I probably butchered it already, but yeah, listen, and he's
Luciano
got
Acosta.
Casa, yeah, and don't forget this guy's got himself quite the quite the supporting cast, right? Everyone else is averaging
Yeah.
5 goals. Guys like Brandon Vasquez have 5 goals, 4 assists, and then you have their goalkeeper who has 10 shutouts, Roman and Clemento, uh,
Roman
third in the league.
Celestano.
Yeah, he's third in the league. Um, so again, you're going to have a busy day in front of you. Again, this is a test. We haven't seen this kind of test since last year. For one, Jim Curtin. This is
Yeah,
where this is Gus. You and I hanging out at last year on the field. This is that kind of atmosphere I got going on right now. This is a playoff atmosphere.
Yeah, and yeah, but they're also coming in with that mindset, even though they're already in. Like they're also coming in like
They want to keep that top
they want
seed.
to beat them. They want to beat Philadelphia. Every single
Right.
team in the MLS wants to beat Philadelphia. They have that mindset this year because of where we were last year, and I respect that. It's completely. I expect it, right? It's not out of this world. But like you gotta think about like since he's coming in hot of a game that they're probably pissed about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Against Orlando,
Definitely.
right? So they're coming in mad. They're coming in hot. They are coming into Super Park, but I mean, it's the Union are gonna. We just can't make mistakes. That's just it. We can't make many mistakes, and if we do, like you can in the MLS, you can afford to, like every once in a while, but just we got to make sure that we tight up.
Yeah, well, we're gonna
Definitely.
need a ton of our sphincters for sure because, like I said, you're dealing with a heavyweight here. So again, as me and Austin broke down the last show, looking at the schedule, right from here, I know you kind of get an easy one after this. You go down Charlotte. Uh, they're like 11th and 12th seeded team,
You
but
bite your
however,
tongue. There's no easy ones.
no, but then you make that short turnaround coming back to take on LAFC. Um, yeah, so you got quite the gauntlet ahead of you. But what starts at the top is this Cincy team. This Cincy team that like I said, I'm curious. So what are some of the matchups are you looking towards, Gus and Austin? What are some of the what can Jim Curtin do defensively? You're going to need to get Glasshouse involved. Obviously, you're going to need Elliott to get involved. What kind of shifty moves would you like to see them do?
I'm interested to see if we start low. I think with a team like this, I think we should. If he does come in, I think he should come in a little bit later. I think we should be a little more defensively minded
Okay.
in terms of maybe playing Wagner and whether it's Biza or Harriel. I might actually start Harriel right here, to be honest with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, and just bring him back a little bit. Have Elliott and Glesnes just mount the middle, and you still have Martinez there, just to kind of help out here and there. Definitely go. Either it's going to be Bueno or Jack now because if we do make that switch, right? So I'm assuming Bedoya is going to start.
Yeah, Papa
Just
Bedoya.
assuming, I don't know why I disagree, but I'm assuming Bedoya is going to start. So Bedoya is going to start. Then we have
unfortunately, I would definitely agree
Martinez
with that
on the
decision.
other side, and I'm guessing I'm thinking Bueno, so McGlynn can maybe come in later if we need to score, and then you have Carranza and Nua up top, right? So
Well, first of all, guys, I think me and Austin can agree. If Bedoya gets a hat trick in this game, you got to get yourself a Bedoya jersey.
dude, if Bedoya gets a hat trick in this game, I don't know. I would shave my head. How's that?
That's bold.
All this,
Dude,
I'll cut that joint off.
he scored 2 in 2 games, and I almost did that. As you can see.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Listen, if he scores a hat trick, I'll cut my hair. How's that?
That, like I said, that's a bold statement by you guys. Want to shave your head? Again, and we're going to
Do I
see.
write it down?
Yes, write it down. Buzz Hall
Was this something you want to do like live on camera? No,
hey, listen.
Look, dude,
I had to wax my chest there.
It's being put into the official minutes, dude. You don't understand.
Uh-oh. Actually, this is what happened to Pat, and he ended up wearing Romo get up.
Romo, I shaved my chest hairs,
Sure.
waxed my chest hairs, you name it. I heard it. But who's going to be the most effective player to you, Austin, for this matchup for the Union?
Honestly, it's going to be. I feel like it's going to be predominantly the defense because of the fact that you have to be able to contain Luciano Acosta. You have to be able to contain Brandon Vasquez. This juggernaut of an offense, like you said, Pat, averaging 3 goals a game. Sitting with a record of 17, 6, and 4 right now. It's just this team is. This is like the purest version of a team going from worst to first in 2 years.
Yep.
In 2021, they finished dead last, climbed to 5th by the end of 2022, and now are sitting comfortably at 1. They clinched their playoff spot already, beating Atlanta 2-0 back at the end of August. So,
yeah, I mean,
this
look,
team, the ceiling is as far as they want to set it now, and they've been playing incredibly well, especially on the back of Luciano Acosta. Not to mention, the features from former Union guys like Ray Gaddis, Sergio Santos, and Alvis Powell. Those guys are helping that team out a good bit throughout their season. So it really is every single player on that team being able to step up and contribute when they're needed. And it's been incredible to see happen. I mean, at the expense of the Philadelphia Union not being number 1, not as great, but it's a fun story for sure in terms of where this team was back at the end of 2021 for sure.
Yeah, when you think about it, you're right. It's a remarkable kind of turnaround, especially in the time that they did it, because you don't see a lot of teams in the MLS make that kind of jump just in a really just short period of time. Right? How long did it take the Union to actually consistently start winning? You know what I'm saying? Like it's not something that's easy. So the fact that they did it in 2 years, because you're right, it's only 2 years.
Well,
it's been remarkable.
Yeah, and the remarkable point is, look, they have 57 points, and San Luis is still 9 points behind them at 48. I mean, again, they are the team to beat right now, not just in the East, but in the whole entire MLS. And look, they're going to try to stay on top. They're going to look, just because, like you said, they clinched doesn't mean they're going to start resting guys. They're going to still give you the full punch that you're looking for. So again, Jim Curtin's going to. Jim Curtin and the rest of the Philadelphia Union find themselves in a must-win kind of matchup right now, because you're sitting at that 4 seed, and like we've discussed this plenty of times, guys. You can sit in this 4 seed, and you lose these next couple of games, you could be outside looking in. So we need to have can Carranza and guys like, can we get some key productive plays from these kind of guys? Will they step up? Gus, you have major concerns. We both have major concerns. And that right in front of Carranza, he could be like Jake Elliott. He can hit it. He can completely miss it. The further he goes out, the further his shots are better. I don't know what's with the guy, but anything close, he can whiff it. So
he's been a little bit better, as the season progressed. Though, like I know I was on him a lot in the beginning of the season. He's become pretty solid. And even when the Union weren't playing well, I know he was always there to at least like smack it in if we need to. So, I mean, he's taken again. Like I think I talked to Jose about this when he was here before. Like I always forget he's 22, dude. Like that's so young. So young, like for a soccer player, 22 is like super young. This isn't basketball, like you know what I'm saying. Like, and even in basketball, this is young. But like when you're this young, and then like you're basically where we look to go to score, right?
Right, and like so. Okay, guys. Like my thing is, my problem is if they come out with Plan A is to let's shut down Carranza because we know how lethal he could be. What's going to be the plan B? Who's going to be the next to step up?
You still have to worry about Uwa. You still have to worry about Gazdag. You still, like, if McGlynn's in there, you still have to look for him because he makes that extra pass, right?
Right.
So there is still
But
some worries in the Union. The problem with the Union is that if you press them in the middle, that's when we start crumbling, right? So you just got to make sure that we don't do that. So keep the ball away from the middle, work the sides. This is where I say that Biso should come maybe in the second half, because Harriel can be involved and he can be there. He's become an aerial specialist all of a sudden. I don't know where that came from, but there we go.
Take it.
But Biso controls, like he's his up and down the field is better than Harriel's. So I will love to see him come a little bit later on in the match if in fact he doesn't start. But we'll see. We just have to make sure that we play the correct game. Since they're gonna pressure. Like that's
right.
They know that this. I've seen film on the Union, especially when you go after a Martinez, a Gastag. Like they like to make that extra pass that's unnecessary. They like to give the ball away, especially in the middle. Like it's so frustrating when I watch, but I guess it's part of the game, because Philadelphia Union is not the only team that does that. It's a lot.
So also you brought a good point too. So Luciano, like I said, we mentioned about Luciano's height, right? He's only 5'3". Does that make it harder for players to defend because of his height? I would say.
When you're that little and that quick, yeah, it makes it harder. Like the reason
he reminds me of a Darren Sproles.
Yeah, it's kind of like what it is. Like, for example, like there's a reason why Messi is arguably the best all time, right? Maradona, which was one of the best pure soccer players ever to play the game, he was only like 5'5", maybe 5'4". I don't. He was little. He was one of the best ever. You don't have to in soccer. You don't have to be 6'2" to 6'7" to be good. In fact, that could hurt you at times in this game. Like when you look at it, Peter Crouch should have been the best soccer player that ever played a game, right?
Right.
But he was lanky. He was awkward, and in this game, you can't have that. It's when you're little and you're that quick, you have control over the ball. It's hard to get the ball away from you because you're just. It's almost like you see what's going to happen. You see where the defender's going to go before they actually do it. So that lets you have a little more control of the ball.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and especially because of the fact that most of your solid, what people consider like the better defenders in soccer, are usually taller guys. To have a guy that's way shorter, they can cover. I mean, it takes a little bit more work, but they can cover more ground or just about the same as a tall person. So it's more about the explosiveness, and being lower to the ground means you get that better first step. And that's what, guys like Messi, Maradona, and even Acosta now are utilizing. Like,
Romario. Remember Romario from Brazil?
Yeah, oh my gosh, dude. I was literally about to say, like, a person that was like in that mid height, like between like 5'8" and 5'11", I want to say, and had that short guy speed but that tall guy body work, was Ronaldinho.
Yeah,
like he was that weird fusion of the two, but he ran like he was like 5'4", which is what made him so elusive. It's you still get a decent stride, but it's about the leg strength. When you're shorter, you're lower to the ground, so you get better shifts on your weight to be able to like make a stronger move. So an explosive first step from a short person looks immensely more explosive than off of a tall person trying to do the same thing. The tall guy would have to get way lower to get a better shift of that weight, where our short kings are just literally like, we're already down here, bro. I don't care who. Like,
yeah.
So I mean, like I said, the main thing that Philadelphia is going to have to focus on is going to be trying to, like Gus said, contain a lot of that stuff that they want to try and force down the middle. Just work that stuff outside. Just try and let your wing backs really dictate a lot of what they're trying to do. Hopefully, the midfield can work the way we know them to work, and just like we were saying at the top of the show, if we can walk away with at least 1 point here, I'd be happy, because it just means Cincinnati doesn't get to widen their gap as far. Because
and
St. Louis isn't too far off, and it's going to be a bit of a climb for some teams in the East. But if Cincinnati can be contained the rest of the way, it makes for a real dogfight come the end of the year.
Right, and like I said, he like I said, we were talking about Luciano. Luciano, he's going to be bringing that Iverson X factor. Like you said, the time you have to plant your feet to try to guard him, he's already making holes, and he's already trying to find the back of the net. He's going to be like a mouse out there. We're going to play the Tom and Jerry game with him. So
this is where our height, right, might. It's not going to hurt us, but it might make us uncomfortable, right? Because in order for because Elliott and Glesnes are 6'4", 6'5", respectively, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in order for them to get down to his level of play, right, they're gonna have to be athletic and a lot. So as long as they're able to do that, which I think they can. I mean, especially Elliott's a little more lanky than Glesnes is. Glesnes is more strength, but as long as they can do that, I think we'll do a good job at least containing him. But I mean, we'll see. Who knows who's gonna show up, man? It's been so all over the place here and there. I think the Toronto game's kind of throwing me off, man, because it's like if we go out and play like that, since he might put 5 on us.
Well, you know what, you guys, here's another one too. You guys were mentioning about the success of this Cincinnati team, right? So, is it because of the head coach Patrick Noonan, who took the job? Patrick Noonan, who took the job back in December 2021. They made it to the 5th seed last year. Now they are clicking on all cylinders. They're sitting top of the East, top of the MLS. Is it because of Patrick Noonan and the way he coaches?
I will answer your question with a question.
All right.
What coaching staff was Pat Noonan part of before he took that FC Cincinnati job? Spoilers, it's Jim Curtin's. He was part of the Union coaching staff until 2021. Yeah.
Oh man, so this is student versus teacher. Not only wow, wow. We got a question here from David Wibblen.
Is Jovinko joining Toronto? I personally haven't heard anything confirming or denying that, but it would now have to wait until the winter window if it were to happen.
Yeah, so again, now this is more of an exciting storyline. So, student versus teacher. Student looks really good this year, but hopefully Jim Curtin has something up his sleeve for his own student. So, that's a very interesting story. So we're going to see that. That's pretty wild, Austin. I didn't know that. So.
You would like to think that Jim Curtin's going to have something special up the sleeve for Pat Noonan, but it's more than likely going to be, the same formation that Philadelphia has run out of for the last 3 years. It's more than likely going to be that 4-4-2 with the diamond in the middle. It's just that's Curtin's move. It hasn't let us down a lot, so why not? I mean, if it ain't broke,
Honestly, anytime that's let us down, it's just been execution. It's not actually the scheme. It's just been execution. So as long as we execute his system, I think we'll be all right. I mean, it's going to be a tough win. If we do win, it's going to be a tough win. There's no denying that. It's not going to be like against the Red Bulls. We can just put up goal after goal. It's not going to be that kind of game. We're going to have to fight. And you know what? I'm kind of excited to see the kind of fight that the Philadelphia Union can put in a game like this, right? Because of course you want to beat. Who doesn't want to beat number one, right? You want to beat them. Yeah, so I would love to see the kind of fight the Philadelphia shows against this team, and get away with the W there.
Yeah, but Gus, are you worried? Like Austin said, are you worried about you're facing your student, and your student it's looking really really good right now. You think your student might have something you never saw before?
You can say that about any coach in the MLS. I'm not worried about the student factor of it because why would he?
I don't know because I mean, he learned from a lot from Jim Curtin, but
Does Jim strike you as the person that would worry about that stuff?
no, he's not that guy who has stress about this kind of stuff.
I mean,
but
did he? I mean, this is the same.
oh man,
The weirdest set that we'd ever seen.
Wait, say that again, Austin. We kind of lost you a little bit.
yeah.
Oh, my fault. I was saying this is the same Jim Curtin who himself openly admitted that he overthought the Atlanta match and came out with a really weird 11 formation. So
yeah, but it's one thing
to
overthink a match because it happens from time to time, and to be worried about the other coach because he learned under you. I don't think that Jim doesn't strike me as a person to be like, I don't know, I don't know what he's going to have under his sleeve. Jim's going to play his system no matter what. He's going to say, go out there and execute.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Curtin's going to play his game. I feel like if he does do something weird, it's because he's overthinking it, which I feel like it will more just show a sign of respect to Cincinnati than it would like a miscalculation on Curtin's part. But I don't really see that happening. This is a team that we've already played once this season and we gave them a good fight. So hopefully, we can continue with the momentum that we had before we went into this quick little break that we had, and just like Gus said, be able to pull out some sort of points. One is
I'd be happy with it because honestly, we just need some points.
Yeah,
so.
1 point is workable. Yes, one is workable. 3 is more optimal. But take what you can get right now because of how tough this schedule is going to be on the final run here.
Right. So, like I said, this is like I said, a very interesting storyline. Student versus teacher, but Austin, you said there's more ex-Union players on this team that we know of.
Yeah, there are 3: Ray Gaddis, Sergio Santos, and Alvis Powell. Gaddis actually at one point had retired from MLS and then came out of retirement to play for Cincinnati. What was that, 2 years ago when they've had their final season of dead last was when Gaddis first joined them.
Well, was 2 years ago?
Santos joined them, or was it 2020? Am I wrong? It was either like 2020 or 2021, I think. Or I want to say.
No, listen, I was having trouble realizing it was September today, so don't ask me.
Yeah, dude, you ain't the only one. Juvenco is practicing with Toronto and can be added to the roster by September 15th. Ooh. That's actually really good to know because Sebastian Giovinco is actually a very solid player, and that would help Toronto out for next season if he is kept around.
Right.
I think all 3 of those guys have featured for the club. I mean, their statistics are fairly minimal, but like I said, it's everyone on this club is all contributing to help this team see the success that they're getting, and it even boils down to Gaddis, Santos, Powell, even guys like Matt Miazga, who I know I personally thought that he had lost a few steps a couple of years ago, and he seems to still be able to keep up with some of the big dogs in the league right now. It's from top to bottom with this roster. It's really good. Noonan's got these guys in a great mentality, just consistently being able to win games. And to see they've only lost 4 games all season long definitely says a lot. And their home and road splits are both fairly decent too, because every single player in this league, like every time, the 2 times that I've done media availability with the players and with Jim Curtin, they've all said, it's hard to win on the road. Like, it's really hard to win on the road. And Cincinnati's been being able to pull that off all season long. And that is more a credit to their mentality that the mentality that Pat Noonan has instilled in this team, it's very identical to the mentality that Curtin instilled in our team over the past few years. And even this year, even though we're not winning as much on the road as we have been in previous seasons, to just be able to, see this kind of success almost mirroring what we had done over a quick couple year span is really fun to be able to watch for the sport.
And to piggyback with you, Austin, like I said, this guy becomes a head coach, and their season start, like you guys were saying, they're climbing uphill. They finished as a 5th seed last year, and now they are the 1 seed, and not just the 1 seed. I'm talking about the 1 overall. I mean, that's pretty. Again, that's what we were at last year. So
do I sense a little fear in your voice?
A little bit. I mean, because like you even said too, Gus, we don't know what Union team we're going to get on Saturday. We don't know.
But that's the reason why I'm not exactly scared. I'm just being what I was saying. I'm being a little realistic at the time. I wouldn't say that there's any fear.
Cautiously optimistic.
What's that?
Cautious optimism.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. But I don't fear because I know there's a chance that we can win. Like it's not improbable like it would be, against like somebody else. Like let's say like Chelsea would or Manchester United would come, Man City would come play against the Union. Like they're beatable. They've done a really good job to try to stay out of it, but they can be beat. And as long as again execute, Jim knows what he's doing. I still trust him. Like I said, there's been times where it's been a little questionable, and he said it himself at times where he overthinks maybe lineups. I hope to God that he doesn't overthink this. He's going to have to pay attention for sure, but there's a right way to do this, and the right way is to not start Bedoya. Talk to your boy.
Oh, come on. But no, guys, I mean, like I said, guys, it's just they got playmakers on both sides of the ball. They got guys who, again, we're pretty much talking about. They got an Iverson. They got guys, guys with a 10-game shutout. And this guy, third in the league. I mean, that don't worry you a little bit. I mean,
because if we're back,
this is parallel again. The Phillies take on the Braves. We're taking on the best team in the league right now. This is
who won today.
The Braves did the first game, and then we won the second. So
on paper, it looks like the Phillies shouldn't win one game against the Braves, right?
No, it looks like I'm worried to death, but comparing pitching stats, but that's a whole different issue. The issue we got here.
I'm just saying, if I'm going to be, I'll be really happy with a win, obviously, right? I don't want to say that I'd be surprised. I guess it depends on how they're playing. Like if we play awful and then we still somehow come up with the win because they're also playing awful, I'd be surprised. Right. That's when I'd be surprised. But if we like bring in a tough game like to them and execute and work Jim's system, I think we'll be okay. And I wouldn't be really surprised if we do pull up a W. It was just more of I'm leaning towards the other side with that, just because of the way that Cincy has come out and play, and like I said earlier, because I know that they're going to want to come. They don't want to lose 2 in a row.
No, not at all. So our man Joey P. Woods from the Steel Step Show checking in. He goes, I get what he's saying. If the team won on paper, the dream team, the Eagles, would be a dynasty.
Exactly my point. And Cincy is not even close to what a dream team would be, right? They're just playing really, really well, and they're playing together. The chemistry is ridiculous, and it shows. I mean, look at how far they are on the table. They might walk away with the Shield. Themselves. You know what I'm saying? But they're beatable. They're not anything that's impossible.
I don't know, because I mean they've got a break just like us. However, though, they did lose to Orlando prior to. So my thing
That's what I'm
is,
saying. Like we're either gonna see two teams, right? They're not used to losing that much. So we're gonna
yeah,
see a team that's gonna come in and they're gonna be a little shaken because they lost the game, or we're gonna see a team to come in and they're gonna be pissed because they lost the game and
that's
they're
what
gonna
I'm
want to win the next one. So which one sounds more like Cincy, right? When I say that.
right. Again, I'm afraid with them getting smacked in the mouth by our Orlando team, uh, who's caught themselves a little bit in this playoff mix, they're going to come out, guns blazing. So,
I think so.
and not only
I
that,
think we got to be ready from the
they
get go.
and they just got their first loss at home last weekend or 2 weeks ago. Just got their first home loss. So again, I don't know, man. Like I said, this is a terrific storyline. Teacher first student, number one team in the whole MLS, and the Union have to find themselves matching up, and we'll see what happens. We're going to see what happens here with this team. So Joey Woods also checking in, and he says, not to switch up topics, but the question on every soccer fan's mind is, does Miami have a shot to sneak into the playoffs?
Mathematically speaking, they still have a shot. I mean, they can't really
Oh yeah,
keep tying games or losing, but mathematically
Right.
speaking, they still have a shot. And if they do happen to sneak into the playoffs, they're going to be
Oh,
tough to beat. Like honestly, Miami might go into Cincinnati, and just knock them out. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be just like that.
well,
so go ahead.
Cincinnati gets that first round bye for being
Yeah, I was gonna
top
say,
seed.
did you guys see? Did you
No,
guys
no,
see
I'm saying like they could go against the number one team in the league and
Mm.
get them out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what Messi brings to
Yeah,
the table. I'm not saying like they're gonna face him. I'm saying if they go to a team that's hot like they are, like Cincy is, with the team that they have right now, it's very, very possible that they
could
can just
easily, yeah,
get rid of them right then and there.
they could. Yeah,
Well, like I
Inter
said,
Miami has not only. I feel like Inter Miami not only has a real shot to sneak into the playoffs, but they also have, if they do sneak into the playoffs, they have a real shot of winning the whole thing. Like it's just
It's
that's
just
the
kind of
fucking
ridiculous.
scary.
Like when you say it out loud, it's kind of ridiculous. Like think about it, right?
That's pretty scary.
That's
Yeah,
scary.
dude.
Like that's a little bit ridiculous that we're sitting here talking about the last place in the MLS. That if they sneak into the playoffs, it's a problem
Their
because it is.
and their best shot at losing, if they get into the 9th, right? So I'm pretty sure you guys saw it. The new playoff format. So the two bomb teams, the two wild card teams, pretty much will face each other. But after that, it becomes like a best out of three. You can't hang with Messi in a series. You know what I'm saying? That's where Messi will get you. There's no way.
I thought it was best of three for the wild card thing. Like those two
I
teams play a
thought
best of three, and
I thought
then
it was
it goes into
I thought it was the one
the single
one and done.
elimination.
I thought it was the other way around. I thought it was. I have to double check because I thought it was the other way around. I thought it was the one and dones in the wild card, and after that, it becomes a series. But I'll have to, we'll have to double check that. Joe also checks in because it's wild. Even this combo Miami was trash. Yeah, yeah. Listen, Miami before any of this was, like I said, I was there in the press box when they first
really
discussed.
bad. Yes, Miami was not great.
No, it was crazy when he, like I said, when he prior to him getting signed, like me and the guy were just sitting next to each other and saying, like, the minute he got signed, like the jersey sales and all that other stuff. And now here he is becoming a wrecking ball. And again, you saw he won the League's Cup, and now all of a sudden, uh, this now the focus is who's going to win the MLS Cup, who's going to hold the trophy at the end of the day, and starting this week. The Union only have 8 games left on the schedule: 3 road, 5 at home. At home against two two of the 3 that are on the upcoming week are 2 juggernauts. 2 juggernaut teams on your next 10 days. You have obviously we're talking Cincy. You got to make the short turnaround and go down to Charlotte, and then go right back home to face LAFC. Uh, Gus, how are you feeling at the tail end of this gauntlet? How do you really feel about this Union team? Are we going to come through, or are we going to crumble?
I it's just it's so tough. Like everything we have
right?
we have the personnel for me to say we're going to be good, right? But it's so tough for me to just 100% say that because I don't know what team's going to show up. Like we've seen the Philadelphia Union just not play up to their standards. That Toronto, and I thought they stopped. Like I thought that they got it out of their system. That Toronto game didn't help any, like at all.
No,
Not at all.
no, it didn't. It didn't really put your confidence. Like it's funny because like prior to that, they had a decent summer. You know, this is why they're in it because. But then it was just like that happens. It's like yeah, the Union can have those kind of nights where they take games lightly, and then they realize you let a bad team hang around, and they make you pay the piper for it. This is exactly what's going to happen, and that's part scares me. And again, you know. This is coming now, the playoff test. This is like to me, this is where the playoff technically has gotten started. But look, we're going to continue this conversation on the other side. Let's get through some of these great sponsors.
Before you start that, I do want to just let you know. So the playoff format, the wild cards are single elimination matches. No extra time. If they tie after regulation, they're going right to penalties.
Okay.
Eastern Conference wild card, number 8 versus number 9. Same thing with the West. After that, it does become the round 1 best of 3 series. It's again no ties, no aggregate score. Every round 1 game will have a winner. The matches will be hosted in a home format. The higher seed gets to host, obviously. And then and then they go on after that. And then it falls into single elimination after that in the conference semifinals. So it's a little bit different, but
we will talk about why Austin absolutely hates this after the break.
Wow. All right. Well, listen, we are going to talk about this, but guys, real fast, check out some of the great sponsors here at Edge of Philly Sports as we collect our thoughts and get ready for the second half of the program. All right, here we go. Once I find it.
All right, guys, it's time to talk about Sherry's Tickets. Sherry'sTickets.com is easy to use and has no hidden fees. The price you see is the price you pay. Pay less and play more with Sherry'sTickets.com. Save even more by using the exclusive promo code EOP10. That's EOP10. Do not pay hidden fees and save 10%. Why use any other ticket reseller and get those hard-to-come-by tickets to the big game? If you need a more personal touch, give them a call at 610-494-5050. That's 610-494-5050. Sherry'sTickets.com also has great theater and concert tickets that are hard to get your hands on. Remember, do not overpay and save with the best at Sherry'sTickets.com. Save 10% using the promo code EOP10. That's EOP10. You'll thank us later. Sherry'sTickets.com. All right, guys, if you're a Philly sports fan and you want to travel with your favorite team, then travel with the best. Go to PhillySportsTrips.com. They have self-travel packages and full travel packages available with round-trip flights from the Philadelphia airport. Packages include direct flights, 4-night stays, all-inclusive tailgate parties, lower-level group tickets. Whatever you want, you got it with PhillySportsTrips.com. If you want to travel to an upcoming Phillies game, make sure you check out Philly Sports Trips. And do not forget, Philly Sports Trips has all the away trips for the Eagles' upcoming 2023 season. Jump on it now, because you do not want to lose out on all these great opportunities. Go to PhillySportsTrips.com. All right, guys, when you're staying local and you want to watch a great game or just hang out with some great people, make sure to go to Dolan's Bar at 24 East Sellers Avenue at Ridley Park. Right off of I-95, south of Philadelphia Airport, Dolan's Bar is the place to be. Great music, great times, memorabilia giveaways, great drinks, and even better food. You never know when a former Philly sports icon walks through the door. You've got to go to Dolan's, 24 East Sellers Ave at Ridley Park. Tell PJ that EOP sent you. Go to dolansbar.com or follow them on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or even TikTok. We'll see you there for the game. All right, guys, let's talk about Cherry Law Firm. If you get hurt at work in a motor vehicle accident, personal injury, or affected by criminal law, you got to call David R. Cherry of the Cherry Firm. Call 610-565-0300 or go to cherryinjurylaw.com. Let David R. Cherry fight for your rights. Again, that number is 610-565-0300. That's 610-565-0300 or go to cherryinjurylaw.com. Let David R. Cherry fight for your right.
All right, guys. Well, thank you, Dias, for all the great ads there, buddy. As we are now continuing, the union getting ready for getting ready for the biggest test of their careers on the schedule, going against this juggernaut team. So, guys, take it away. So, also, we were talking about the playoff format, and you say you're not a fan of this. Please explain.
It makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. You go back to doing essentially what could have just been a home-and-home aggregate series for your playoff format, but instead you apparently have to do a best-of-3 series, which you literally can do the same thing with aggregates. It's this. You literally took something that was super simple and just overcomplicated it. It works with it's a thing that works with every other league in the world, but apparently isn't good enough for here.
I don't understand.
Zero sense.
I don't understand.
Thank you.
They already have this playoff format that it's only in really like competitions, like not an actual league. So they already gave you playoffs because it's the U.S. and I get it. People love playoffs here, which is why you have the MLS playoffs. The winner of the league is whoever has the most points at the end of the year. That's the winner of the league. That's how it is in every other country. That's how it is in everywhere. So now you're going to change it to this. And you're right, Austin. It makes no sense. Like, why at that point? Why wouldn't you just do it the aggregate? Why not? Like, this isn't the NBA. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And that's the kind of route I was going to lead into, guys. I feel like they kind of went the NBA, MLB kind of route right now.
No, it's stupid. It's dumb. There's no need for it. The aggregate works fine everywhere, literally everywhere else. Where if you do go in the deficit, then that second game is a lot more important for you because now you have to score more. You got to defend more. You gotta come at it a different way, not like a new fresh game. All I gotta do is win this one, and if I win by 1, even though I just got my ass beat by 6 points, then I'm still in the game. That makes no sense.
No, I don't get it either. Like, what's not broken, don't fix it. You had something good now. If anything, to me, you benefited Miami again. If they get by that easily. If the playoffs start today, who would be in it, right? You would look at Montreal, DC, and all the way down. So if they can replace Montreal and sneak in there, okay, they play DC, get that win, and then all of a sudden, who's really going to survive a series with Messier? Nobody. You have
not a series.
On one done. Not a series. You're
if you're asking Messi to beat an MLS team twice.
Yeah,
he's gonna do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's a day at the beach for that guy. For everyone else, it's like, hey, I gotta go through Messier twice. Like it's almost impossible.
Well, again, this is where the aggregate will come in because then now you're approaching it differently. Because if Miami does beat you by 4, right? At that point, you're playing the aggregate, but like. I don't know. I just think it's dumb.
Yeah, it makes absolutely no sense. And the fact that you're getting rid of extra time in the playoffs, where for pretty much any league that has an overtime rule, when you hit the playoffs, you play until someone wins.
You know why, right?
Like,
yes, Scott.
Because they
yes,
want to try and condense it down as much as they can. And
it's not even about condensing it. It's not about condensing it. It's about excitement. They want to keep people entertained. They don't want to see an extra 30 minutes of play. They want to see penalties.
And just
do you know what was exciting last year? the Glesnes 120th minute goal in extra time, dog. Like, come on.
But
You're
how many
rid of
times does
all
that happen?
aspects of the
Hold on.
game
How many
that
times
is
does that
literally
happen?
everything you need.
How many times does that happen in a game, though? That's the thing. Like, penalties are always exciting. Penalties are always exciting. Like, they're always exciting. No matter what. Even if you're losing four to like no goals like we did last year. Like, they're still excited because there's still a chance, right? When you have that extra time, I mean, I don't know. I guess they must have done some kind of thing where they lost people. They lost an amount of audience after they went into extra time because it was, I guess, it's too much. I don't know. I like the extra time. I think it gives you it makes it way more exciting. We get extra time for soccer. I'll take it.
Yeah, and
but I can tell you the reason. I think the reason why they changed it in the first place was because penalties are more exciting, and that's just how America likes their playoffs. They like them exciting.
Right, but I'm with.
How about this instead then? If it's tied after 90 minutes, do a 5-on-5 game using half the field.
Yeah, but
or the center of the pitch opens and a small futsal court comes out. You'll just play inside.
No, listen. After the 90 minutes, we'll go into a. After the 90 minutes, we go into a 12-hole foot golf match. That's what we're gonna do.
But then, like, I want to piggyback off. Yes, I want to piggyback off Austin, right? Because like the sudden deaths are amazing, right? So you play till whoever wins. That's exciting enough. And if you look at it, right, the schedule now with that doesn't end until December 9th. So it could end December 9th unless you win the whole, prior to. But if you're the champion, that's a great in that moment. But that following year, when the season's going to start up in February, you are going to have such a sluggish start at the gates. It's going to be crazy. Like it almost does the champion no good.
Yeah, it's a really short turnaround. It's one of the reasons why I think this whole format makes no sense.
Right.
I understand you want more playoff games for more viewership. I totally get that. But don't make it so crazy that the team that wins it all literally gets 2.5, not even like a full month and a half of a break.
At best you get 6 weeks.
From the end of the previous season to the start of the next. Like that's outrageous.
Because what do you start late February or early February? You imagine you got to get some preseason in. You got some practice.
What was that? February. It was
late February. I think it was 26th.
Yeah, it was like somewhere between the 23rd and the 26th of February. The season started.
Dude, you know what I would be okay with? Bring back the golden goal. I love the golden goal.
Dude, bring back the old school PK shootouts from MLS, where it was basically a hockey shootout of soccer.
I hated those things. No, that is awful.
It was the best worst
shootout. No, it was not. It was a freaking joke. No, I hated those things so much. No. If anything, bring back golden goal. You go to extra time, whoever scores first wins.
Yeah.
If you want to make it exciting, I mean, that's exciting, right? Instead of just cutting extra time altogether.
Yeah. It would make perfect sense.
If they're still tied after the 30 minutes, then you go on penalties. But like, don't if any like I don't understand.
That's exactly the point that I'm trying to make. Like, if people are tuning out of a match after watching for 90 minutes because they don't want to watch 30 more minutes of the game, then you don't like the sport. Like, seriously, like if you're tuning out because, oh my God, 30 more minutes of this, you suck. Go watch something else.
Yeah.
To quote CM Punk, tell me when I'm telling lies.
Yes.
You know where we went in the program when you're quoting CM Punk.
I mean, I quoted LA Knight a few weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. But no, like it's the silliest idea for a playoff format ever. And if again, just gonna reiterate what I said, if you are tuning out because there's 30 more minutes of regular play before they get to that exciting penalty kick shootout, stay tuned out, dude. Don't even watch. I don't want to hear you complain about something that works literally everywhere else and has for centuries.
Austin, this here America, okay?
You're right. I mean, bang, 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 America. Yeah, sure, cool. But still, like, you know what we talk about a lot here in America when it comes to sports? The integrity of the sport. This is ruining the integrity of the sport.
That's a good point.
It is a good
Again,
point.
quoting him again. Tell me when I'm telling lies.
Yeah.
He busted. Yeah. So yeah, but like I said, that it's going to be crazy. Like I said, I think we can all be in a canoe here, not agreeing with any of this crap. But we'll see what the union can do, though. But guys, I need your guys' bold predictions for Saturday. This time I will be in the box there. I'm actually going to be covering the Union all weekend. I'm going to cover Union 2 down Blink. So I'll be there. Gus,
nice.
Gus will be away for taking care of our man Gonzaga. So
yeah, my brother's getting married, man. Shout out to my brother.
Shout out to Gonzalo.
Shout out to Gonzalo.
Gonzalo, a Dead Row Sports original member. So we got to give him some love. Austin, again, Austin, I'm going to start with you. What are you feeling?
I'm feeling disappointment. I feel 3-2 Cincinnati.
What?
Cincinnati. Look, both teams are going to hit their expected goals per game. Union score 2 per game. Cincinnati scores 3 per game. It's going to be exact. Acosta's going to have 2. Vasquez is going to get 1.
Yeah, because most of their whole lineup is averaging 4 goals a game. So I'm up to 4 goals right now. Vasquez is the only one with 5. But Gus, Austin over here, Fiona L. What are we having?
I'm saying we come up short. 3-1.
Wait a minute. You just had your red rocket up saying you're feeling so optimistic, and then all of a sudden it's down. It's tucked in.
I said at the beginning of the program, I said I'm not feeling very good about this one because exactly of how they're coming in.
Right.
What I was trying to say is that I don't believe that we can't beat them. Just saying to me it's unlikely right now. That's all.
Right.
So I did say coming out of Leagues Cup that I felt that we would maybe pull a draw, but I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't know. It all depends on what they come out with and how they execute. But the way that Cincy's playing and the way that we've been playing, I don't know.
The first 5 minutes
I
don't determine how it goes.
I'm sticking to 3-1 Cincy.
Yeah, the first 5 minutes are really going to determine the pressure of this game throughout, and I feel like Cincinnati's going to be up to task.
But however,
the Union, you got to remember too, the Union are notorious for some reason, like especially coming out the half, just taking place off. And you can't do that against Cincinnati. And they've consistently done that throughout the year. So, like, even if we don't do it, it's still going to be tough to win. But if we come out and do some stuff like that after halftime or to start the game where they just like punch us in the mouth like Miami did, we're not going to be able to come back. It's just not going to happen.
No, Gus. And so my thing is, I think the Union are going to win. But I think it's going to be not Carranza gets on the scoreboard. I think it's going to be Gazak who does it. But I think it's going to be like one of those, backup help. I think it's going to be Glasnes who gets a goal, or Nua, like a surprising goal from Nua, or out of nowhere, possibly late in the game, Bedoya finds the back of the net. Something of the other source is going to happen.
Do you want to see some Baribo action?
Yeah, I want to see what this kid's made of. I mean. And we saw him last Sunday night. He got like 20 minutes of play, so I want to see what he can do.
And the yellow card, bro.
And the yellow card, and that's another thing. I don't want no more, this Broad Street bully mentality that Martinez and Bruno bring to it. So
Why?
no, I mean, because the physicality, you don't need the cards right now. You need to play smart. You need to play skill
Yeah,
for
you
skill.
do. Especially against this team. This team is too fast not to be physical. You got to smack them, otherwise they're just going to run all over you. Especially with this team, like you got to body them.
So you guys want to see some physicality?
You have to. I don't want to see it. You have to. With a team like this, Pat, like they're fast. Like they'll hit you and they'll come up fast. You have to body them. Like you got to let them know, like we're here. So
plus Martinez and Bedoya already served a suspension for yellow card accumulation. If you lose one of them for Charlotte, it won't be too big of a loss. But you'll get them back for LAFC. So
we'll see what happens. Again, Saturday night, 7:30.
Am I saying do a few of these? Absolutely not. Try and just.
I just want to see one of these. Woo!
Pat wants to see it.
No. Yes. Do it. Listen, guys, we got to wrap up the show here. So for me, Gus, Alston, we will be back here next Thursday night. Tonight was a special because of the Eagles will be on Thursday. You could possibly catch this crew again with Matty B Thursday night. So, guys, catch me right after this. I'm going to be talking Phillies. Guys, thank you so much. See you guys later. Oh, wait, let me play the John.